Hello, I'm Darin Rowell. What I want to talk to you today about is the dangers of expertise. And don't get me wrong, expertise is a great thing. I'm a big believer in it. 2 masters and a doctorate. I've invested a lot in my own expertise. But that journey has also taught me that there's limits to expertise. And here's what I mean by that. When you're in an environment that's as complex and as uncertain as the one we're living through right now, you've got to be careful about how quickly you apply the expertise. Here's what I mean. Expertise is really useful because it allows us to pull on all of our prior experiences and knowledge to be able to then define a situation, a problem, if you will, as a certain type of problem, framing it. Here's the risk though. Once we frame a problem as a certain type, that then limits what we see and what we don't see as possible. It's sort of like you put blinders on. And the reality today, because things are so complex and uncertain, most problems, most challenges have multiple dimensions. They have what Heifetz and Linsky called adaptive dimensions as well as technical dimensions. And that's a really useful framework I want to encourage you to use. Technical solutions mean that there is an answer to this part of the problem. You just need to get the right expertise and they can help you solve that problem. There's a series of things you need to do. It's problems that have been solved before. An adaptive dimension to a problem is one to where you've got to first invest some time just really understanding the scope of the problem. Oftentimes you've got to be able to try some things, see what works, see what doesn't. So you've got to be willing to wade into the adaptive dimensions of the problem with an open mind and not try to too quickly frame it as one type or another. And again, here's where the expertise can be useful and the trap. I want you to remember this. When you approach a complex situation, I want you to always be open to first clearly identify in your perspective, from your perspective rather, what is the definition of the problem? And then what's the scope of the problem, meaning what's all involved. Once you get clear on that, then I want you to think about what are the adaptive elements of this problem, what are the technical. And don't get concerned if there's few areas that are in the gray. You're not sure if they're adaptive or technical. It doesn't matter. The discipline is just trying to sort out that there are technical as well as adaptive dimensions. The fourth thing I want you to do is I want you to think about who do we need to get involved to help us start to work on both the adaptive as well as the technical elements of this. And then I want you to also say, once you know the who, then what are the questions that we need to start answering in order to better understand and then start to develop a path to solving this problem. So use your expertise, but beware and don't let it become a trap. Hope this is useful. Look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.